I lived in a forest village in Yishun State in 1995. My family moved there because of the fighting with Burmese militant soldiers. The fighting continued, so my family moved to a farm outside the large city of Kangtung in 2005. My job was to deliver food and medicine to the villages outside the city. One day, while traveling along from Kangtung to my farm, a group of Burmese soldiers saw me and accused me of being a spy. They beat me, trying to get me to confess, but it was not true. It made no difference to them. If it wasn't for some village people who spoke on my behalf, they would have taken my life without a second thought. They were very cruel. When I went back home, I did not say anything to my family, so they would not be afraid. Later on, our pastor stopped by to see us, and I confessed what happened. My wife's father, who was a very godly man, came and prayed for me and my family. He exchanged clothes with me, and soon after, I fled from Burma. My family would have been in danger if I stayed, so I left without a word. My children were 6, 10, 13, and 14. I traveled to another large city in the Shun state that is along a river and borders Thailand. Many people were trying to escape from Burma to Thailand at this time. I paid someone to take me across the river and then took a train to Malaysia. There was a route many Burmese took, fleeing from Burma to Thailand to Malaysia. It was always dangerous, and many people died along the way. While in Burma, I was always afraid for my life, and in Thailand there was no work. I needed to work so I could send money to my family for their survival, so I went on to Malaysia. The first few years I was in Malaysia illegally. I always feared the police would stop me and ask me for my papers, throw me in jail, or send me back to Burma. If these things would have happened, it could have been life-threatening. So I slept in many different places, often bitten by mosquitoes and other insects. After several years in Malaysia, someone told me about the UN and how I could achieve refugee status. I went there and became a refugee. I was a man without a country to go to. They told me I would go to America. After I arrived in America, I wanted to contact my family. I wanted to have them join me here. The caseworker at the resettlement agency told me over and over again it would not be possible. My family still lived in Burma, and they were not refugees. I was disappointed, but did not give up. After getting to know Jim and Connie O'Connor, I was able to tell them my story. I shared my disappointment about the agency not being able to help me. Jim reminded me that all things are possible with God. I knew that too. He said to go back home and pray that he, Connie, and the people of Westminster Church would also pray. Jim and Connie shared my story with many people at Westminster. I knew they were praying for me and my family because even though I could not understand English, during the prayer time, I would often hear my name mentioned. I was encouraged and thankful. To this day, I am so thankful for the faithful prayer of so many at Westminster Church. I remember a mission conference. Connie brought a young girl about my daughter's age to the ESL class and introduced me. Her name was Elsa. She told me she would pray for me and my wife and my children and would look forward to meeting them when they came to America.
I'm just so amazed that my prayers did have an impact on him, and that one time that I met him impacted him and he still remembers me, and that's so exciting, and I think just really goes to show the power of prayer in people's lives. And yeah, I'm just really grateful to hear his story again.
Thank you, Elsa. I still remember you. When I was in Malaysia, separated from my family, I had a prayer. God, please let me be with my family again. I am chosen to go to America. Let that be confirmation that we will be united again on this earth. If my family will not come to America, do not allow me to go either. After years of waiting, I was assigned to go to America. I knew at that moment that God had not forgotten me. He was answering my prayers. My Bible has been with me this entire journey, and I still had it as I came to America, arriving in 2012. 3 years and 2 months later, my prayer was answered, and against all things, my family arrived in America. I continued to trust God as my family traveled from Burma to New York to Lancaster and were greeted by me and many friends from Westminster Church.